Mm-hmm.
I felt that the first assignment was pretty easy, second was hard, and third was
Mm-hmm.
average, and this seems easy.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I know so that's going to be a general case for everyone, I assume, except that first one because I assume that you might be from a technical background, so that's why you're saying that the first GA was easy, and in fact it was, but for the majority of our students in TDS, it was like you know hitting a hammer on someone's head. So it was really hard for each and every for the majority of our students. So it was really hard. But what you can actually expect is that the level of difficulty of tedious assignments is going to reduce a bit, okay, as these GAs progress. So they will keep on decreasing, and GA4 is a good way to testify that. Okay, so it's comparatively compare when you're going to compare this GA with other GA, so it's really an easy task to do. Okay, uh, most of that is because the things which are being asked in this GA have been completed, have been taught to you in live sessions, either in live sessions or in different or in previous weeks. Okay, so let's get started with this GA. And in the last session, yesterday, we completed these three topics, right? So we were able to import HTML into Google Sheets. Then we were able to scrap IMDb. So, okay, so we didn't actually scrape IMDb. We actually scraped my anime list. So that's another website where you can, find a ranking of something. So we did this, and we actually. So what was interesting about this question was that we were able to extract the data using three different methods, right? And if you guys haven't seen that live session, the yesterday's live session, I would recommend you to, see that. Just go and watch that particular section of that live session. So it was a really interesting task we did. We actually used three different types of data scraping methods. Okay. Yeah, it's been uploaded today, and moreover, I can't understand why you guys waiting for it to be uploaded. Just go to your calendar, go to your IIT, the calendar which is associated with your IITBS ID. Just go over here. So this is this is yesterday's session. Just click on this, and then you will be able to see this live session. Okay, and I guess this live session. It's uploaded. So actually, Google takes actually about an hour or a two to process this video footage, and then it will will just uh, it will push it to your each and every calendar, and then you can simply watch this from here. Okay, you don't have to wait for us to upload it to go to YouTube. Okay, so this is one way. Okay, so let's get started with our fourth question. Okay, and what the fourth question is, let's get to it. So over here we are actually going to introduce you guys with BBC weather location. Okay, so BBC actually have an entire, so they have a weather API. Okay, and in fact they have many more APIs as well. So BBC stands for, I guess, British. It was something like that. So it is British Broadcasting something. C stands for something else. Okay, so they have multiple APIs working for them. Okay, one of these APIs is location ID detector, and then there is weather API as well. So these guys have yeah. So it is British Broadcasting Corporation, right? Thank you, Carton. So these they have multiple APIs working for them, and they are required to use these APIs to actually uh, get what we desire. Okay, so the question over here, it says that so obviously in my case it's Tehran. For you, it must be something different. Okay, so for this, uh, let's do this once. Okay, I will try to extract. I won't do it for. Okay, so okay, so what we will do is I won't be extracting. I won't be doing everything. I will just show you the way how to do this. Okay, and let's say I want to do this for Delhi. Okay, so Tehran is actually the capital of Iran, and I won't be doing this because obviously, so I will be extracting the data for Delhi, right? So let's get started. What are we going to do is, so if you just read this your task, you will be able to see that firstly you have to get the location ID of the city. Okay, and for that we have a location service, right? So this is the location API of PPC. Yeah. So this is the specific endpoint which is used to extract the location ID of Mumbai. Okay. If so,
Can you redo that step, Sarans, where you went?
over here, I just clicked over it. This is
Okay,
PPC
okay,
location
okay,
service.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So this is actually an example link which has been given to you. Just click over here and then it will just redirect you. Okay. Now what I will do is it's pretty simple. Simply copy this. Okay. Now you have two options. Okay. Actually, you have three options. In fact, you have multiple options, to be honest. Okay. So one option can be you can use Thunder Client. Okay. So what is Thunder Client? So you guys must know about how you can send, API requests using Python. Okay, so for that we actually import request library and then it allows us to send that data, that API request. But in this case, we can do something. So actually VS Code provides us with this extension and the name of this extension is Thunder Client, and it actually sends these API requests on your behalf to that API endpoint. Okay, so you can simply go to this extensions tab, search for Thunder Client, and then you will be able to download. Okay, so that's how you can download this. Okay, so you can just simply click on Thunder Client. Otherwise, you can use Postman as well. So Postman is another software which has been developed to facilitate requesting APIs, so requesting the data from APIs. Okay, so this is actually a really simple application which will send API requests on your behalf, right? So you can just simply download Postman from Google. That's pretty easy. Okay, and it just gives you an entire UI to use. Okay, so what I will do is I will simply paste what I copied from Google, and now you can see that it has arranged all these parameters in a really beautiful table. Okay, and what I will do is, can you see this local? Oh, sorry. Can you see this S parameter? Right. So I assume this S stands for search. Okay. This is just a short form for search. That's why it's okay. So you can see that it's in this S parameter, we have Mumbai, right? So what I will do is simply I will write Delhi. Okay. Simple. And I will send this and let's wait for it. Okay. So it has received. Okay. Okay, no response. Let's check once more. Okay, so it's giving us for Mumbai, but it's not giving us for Delhi. Let's try New Delhi instead of Delhi. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so it's giving for New Delhi, but not
New
for
Delhi
New
it is.
Delhi. Yeah. So so in this JSON response, you can see that we have an entire, we have this entire JSON response. Now what you can do is you will see that over here uh, in this ID key, you have this API. You have this I apologize. So it was the location ID. Yeah. So we have this location ID, right? Just copy it from here. Okay, pretty simple. Now head back to our TDS page, and now we are going to actually follow the second instruction that's given to us. Okay, and now it says that retrieve the weather forecast data using the obtained location ID. So we have the location ID, and now we can use the weather API. All right. So again, pretty simple. Just go over here. And here you can see that this is the, just zoom it once. Okay. So here you can see that we have this BBC weather scraping. Not this. We have this BBC weather API. Okay. So simply click over here, and now it's running something. And as you can see that this API endpoint is working for Mumbai. Okay, so Mumbai's location ID was this. Okay, so this is actually Mumbai's location ID, and over here, what it's doing is it's just pasting the location ID of a city and just press enter. Okay, so this is how this API endpoint actually works. Okay, uh, after this aggregated value, then you just have to put a hash, put a slash, and then put the location ID of the city. Pretty simple, right? So over here you can see that we have received something. Okay, and you can see that this is an array. This is an array of length 10 actually, and in this we have multiple. Uh, okay, so it's lagging. So this actually happens when the JSON response is pretty big. Okay, so I never recommend you guys to actually open these JSON files. These
It's
JSON,
aggregated, right? So maybe it's for a lot of days or something.
yeah, probably. So it's going to give you for a lot of dates, and yeah, okay, so it's not responding. Okay, I guess I have to close Google as well. Then I'm gonna have to close Google Meet as well. Okay, okay, it's back. Okay, thank God it closed on its own. Okay, so always remember this, that always refrain from actually opening these JSON objects in your Google Chrome. So Google, I guess it's not capable of opening these gigantic JSON objects. Okay, and it just crashes. Okay, so in my case, I got saved. I was able to click on the cross button pretty quickly. That's why I got saved. Otherwise, it would have crashed. Okay, so always remember this. So what I will do is simply click over here, quickly copy this link, then head back to Postman. Okay, so Postman will never betray you like Google did. Okay, so simply run this, send this request, and now you can see that we have the weather forecast of multiple days. Okay, because there is a summary as well, and then there, okay, so we have detailed reports of each days. So I guess yeah, so we have so okay, so we have detailed reports of multiple days. Okay, so that's why it's a pretty large file. All right. So
Saranj, are you plugged in? Because it looks like you're about to run out of battery.
oh yeah, thank you, Kalpin. Ah, just a second. All right. So this was actually for Mumbai. So what you have to do, simple, just delete this location ID and paste your Delhi's location ID. Okay, pretty simple. Send it, and now you will get the weather forecasts for Delhi, New Delhi, actually. Okay, so this is how you will approach this question. All right. So I won't be showing you how to actually get into this JSON object and extract the required information, because that's pretty simple. Again, we just have to iterate over this reports key. So this reports key contains the data for each and every, for the required dates, and you just have to, iterate over this particular list. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And Jivraj has, explained this bit in a really elaborate manner. So if you guys have problems in, accessing the JSON objects, then you can anytime go to any to those live sessions. Otherwise, you can just simply ask ChatGPT. So that's one of the best ways to get your doubts clarified. Okay, so That was it for this
Can you
question.
like it will be helpful, Sarans, if you can give the reference where like which week in particular he has explained this one, like last.
I guess it was the second live session of TDS in this term. Uh, yeah, I guess it was that. But,
Like
it was
covering which GAs, so that I can.
Even
it
the
was it
last
was
one we did.
it was first GA, I guess.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah, it
okay.
was the first GA. Yeah. Otherwise, you can simply go to ChatGPT. So rather than searching which GA had that particular clip about
Hmm.
Shivraj explaining this, you can just simply go to ChatGPT. Otherwise, just simply Google it. So this is a JSON object. So JSON objects are nothing but Python dictionaries, right?
Okay, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just knowing the whole thing about JSON thing. Okay, because is it the same object which we have used in GA3 as well, I think?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, okay,
So
okay, okay.
these JSON objects are nothing but Python dictionaries. So you can simply access them any. Okay. So in the same manner you access dictionaries, so you can access them as well. All right. So that was it for this question. Any questions regarding this?
So,
Yeah.
so like I'm not having that kind of experience with JSON. I'm just copy pasting those AI things I'm getting from chatbots and copilots or chat
Mhm,
GPTs. So
mhm.
what should I ideally do? Like how to understand JSON and their logic behind everything we are doing?
Look, JSON, it's nothing but a dictionary, a Python dictionary, let's say. All right.
All right.
So JSON is you probably know about Python dictionaries, right?
Correct.
So so when let's say JSONs are nothing but like Python dictionaries turned into a data storage. Okay. So Python dictionary, so it's like the Python dictionaries are storing some kind of data, and that's JSON. All right. Nothing else.
Mm.
JSON stands for it has a pretty big full form JavaScript object notation that. But it's a pretty simple thing. It's just Python dictionaries which are storing your data. All right. So it's nothing fancy. It's just Python dictionaries. You can simply access these JSON files in the same manner you access your Python dictionary. So let's say if I want to enter this forecast, how would I do it in Python? Can you tell me? How would I do it? How would I, reach this reports key in Python? Let's say I have this JSON object, right? So how can I reach this reports key and get the value of this one in Python? Just assume this is not a JSON object, this is a Python dictionary. All right. How can I do it? Any idea? Anyone? This question is not only exclusive, it's not exclusive as to Ritish.
Like, should I answer? Or maybe it's better if the person who's having a doubt answered.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, Ritik. Please answer.
You see, it's just like reports we have to access. Right? We have to see reports is within which entity, right? So
Yeah,
reports is within detailed, and detailed is within forecast. So we are accessing this forecast thing. Then within that we have to access the key which is detailed. Within this we have to access reports. Then if anything else inside it we have to access, we have to just see which what key it is having, and then we have to just do that.
exactly. So let me just copy this to Python. That would be much more easier for you guys to understand. Okay. So it will give me a ton of errors because obviously I haven't copied the entire dictionary. Okay. So right here, like this. Okay. So I just type a pseudo code instead of rectifying this entire dictionary. Okay. So how can you access this? Let's say this is stored in this variable, which is let's say it is dict. Okay. Or let's call it. uh, weather. All right. So this is a weather variable. And how you can access these reports? It's pretty simple. Weather forecasts. All right. So just like a Python dictionary, nothing else. All right. So as you can see that Codian or GitHub Copilot will just auto-complete this for you. Okay. And you can see that we actually are able to get those data values
Hmm.
from here. Okay. So just a second. Okay. Suppress these notifications. Okay. So, all right. So this was it for this question. Any questions further? Do you guys have any other questions, or should we move ahead? I guess not. Okay. So let's get ahead with nominating maybe. Okay. So if you guys have been, regularly attending these live sessions, so uh, you guys might remember that that I actually, I use this API back in the it was approx third or fourth live session, and I actually
Yes.
demonstrated how you can use nominating over there. Okay, so
It,
what does nominating stand for? What does nominating API actually do? So it's used for extracting the you know geolocation data of a particular place. Okay, so that's what nominative stands for. I know that this name nominative, it's not much resonating uh, with the task it's used for, but we have what we have. Okay. So this nominate, so this I will give you a really simple demonstration for this. Okay, let me. Okay, there it is. Where it is. Let's search for nominative API, and here you can just look into this documentation. Okay. Okay, let's see how it was. Okay. All right. So I will head back to Postman. Okay. So always, whenever you're trying to, if you don't want to write Pythonic code for, fetching API endpoints, API JSON objects, so simply install Postman for this. Simply use Postman. Otherwise, you can use Thunderclient as well. All right. So that's much efficient way. Uh, to actually see what does this particular API endpoint actually return. Okay, so this is the API endpoint for nominative, and over here I will create few parameters. Okay, so we have to pass few parameters, and I guess it was Q, and then we have to write the name of the particular place we want to search it for. Okay, let's do Delhi. Okay, again, let's do for Delhi. All right, and I'll create another one which will have this format parameter. Okay, so what does this format mean? I'll just explain it in a while. Let's okay. Okay. So nominative has actually returned me a list which contains multiple, you know, objects. All right. So why does it do that? I will just explain you in a while. Okay. So how does this API endpoint actually works? So this is the endpoint, by the way, and here we are actually passing on the parameters. Okay, so this Q parameter is the query parameter. Okay, so Q stands for query. Now, in this Q parameter, you just have to write what the name of the location you actually want to search for. All right, and in this format parameter, we are telling nominating that in which format we are expecting uh, this return object, this response object to be returned. All right. So I guess if you enter XML, it will return you in XML as well. Let's check it. All right. So if you enter XML, so it will be returning you this entire data in XML as well. Okay. So because we want JSON and we are not dealing with XMLs at the moment, obviously they will be introduced to you in a while in further weeks. But at the moment, we are dealing with JSON files. Okay, so we have received a JSON file. Okay, Yes. Okay. So you can see that in this, so we have received an array. Okay, so this is an array. As you can see, this is a list. Okay, and in this list, we have multiple dictionaries. Okay, I'll be using the word dictionaries instead of objects. Okay, so in this in these dictionaries, we have multiple. In this list, we have multiple dictionaries. Right now, you can see that you can see this name. Okay, so I search for Delhi. That's why it's giving me the objects for Delhi. Okay, so we have this name. Uh, if you scroll down a bit, you will see that we have multiple uh, objects. We have multiple dictionaries which have this name key as Delhi. So why is it? Why is it doing this? So why is it not? No, Delhi is a city. So why is it not returning just one dictionary which contains the information for Delhi, the particular city? Why is it doing this? Because in nominative, you can actually search for not only a city, but for a restaurant as well, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so you can search for a restaurant as well in nominative, and it will return you the 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 information about about the name, the about the restaurant it contains in. So let's say, uh, perhaps it won't return the location of your nearby, Momos wala, okay, because that's something which has not been, documented in its uh, database. So let's say if I want to search for McDonald's, okay, let's search for Delhi and McDonald's, okay. McDonald's. Okay, let's hope it works. And I believe Nominatum actually has, okay, so it's not working. Let's search for just McDonald's. Okay, so we have received, I assume that it's going to be a very, okay, so all right. Okay. So we have received information about a McDonald's, and okay, so it's an amenity. So in this class, you can actually see that what kind of uh, location is this. Okay. So as you can see that this is an amenity and it belongs to the type restaurant. Okay. So you can, in fact, you can search for your restaurants, you can search for, your streets, you can search for landmarks, you can search for anything in nominative. All right. But at the moment, we'll be focusing on Delhi. Okay. Okay. So in each of these dictionaries, you can see that we have multiple keys, multiple key and value pairs, right? We have this latitudes, we have the longitudes, and then obviously we have a class, and then we have the type of this location. So it's administrative, okay. And yeah, so in this address type, you can actually see that it's a city, it's a state, it's been that Delhi has been placed in a category of state, okay. If you scroll down, you can see that the difference between these two objects is that the address type is actually village over here. So perhaps there is a village somewhere in the world named Delhi. Okay. And surprisingly, it's located in the United States. Okay. So I will just magnify if I can. Okay. So there is actually a village by the name of Delhi in the United States. Okay. So uh, that's a new thing for me as well. Okay. Uh, okay. So we have another. Uh, Okay, so we have another city in US by the name of Delhi. Okay, and let's scroll down uh, more. Okay, so we have another village by the name of village of Delhi. Okay, in the town of Delhi of Delaware County, New York, United States. Okay, so Delhi, it's not exclusive to India. We have multiple Delhis around the world. Okay, and the same can be uh, understood for other names as well. Let's say if I want to search for Udaipur. Okay, so Udaipur is a city which is located in Rajasthan, so it's a pretty famous city of Udaipur. But also Udaipur is located in Tripura as well. Okay, you can see that for the very first response we have got. So it's Udaipur and it's located in Rajasthan. Fair, that's good. Again, it's Udaipur and it's located in Rajasthan, but you can see that Udaipur is also a town. Okay, so it's a town actually. It's located in Tripura as well. Okay, so this is how you can actually, you can if you want to, know about these things, you can just simply use nominative for this. Okay, simply just search something, and perhaps you might be able to, amaze yourself. So uh, finding Delhi in United States was a pretty, amazing thing, which for me personally, and yeah, you can have a lot of fun with nominative. Okay, so this was an introduction of nominative, and you can do, a fair amount of things with this. So also in this question, we have asked you guys to actually give the bounding box. So what's the bounding box now? If you go over here, you will see that each of these dictionaries contains a key with the name bounding box. Okay, so what does this bounding box actually means? So I will open Paint over here. Okay, I'll explain you guys. Okay, so let's say that mm, let's do this one. Okay, so let's say this is my city, or that's a town. This is my town. Okay, this is town TDS. Okay, so this is town TDS. Okay, now what does a bounding box actually mean? A bounding box is nothing but the it's something like this. Okay, so if I write more precisely, it should be something like this. Okay, so this time I've got it perfectly. So a bounding box is something like this. Okay, and it actually, it's a box which encapsulates the entire place. Okay, and over here in this bounding box, you have been given these four values. What does these four values actually mean? So these are, I guess that these are actually the latitude and longitudes of these corner points. Okay, so these corner points. So if you get the location, so if you get these latitudes and longitudes of these points, just a second. Okay, so if you get the latitudes and longitudes for these points, you can draw this box, right? So this is how bounding box actually works. Okay, and it's nothing but it's nothing but a box which encapsulates that certain area. Okay, so this was it about nominative. Any questions regarding this? Any question, guys? over Over here in this question that we have been asked, they have asked us that what is the minimum latitude of the bounding box of city Poshan? Okay, so you can just search for Poshan. It will give you the bounding box, and you have to check that which one is the minimum latitude. Okay, so uh, this concludes the part of nominative. Any questions, or should we move ahead? All right, I guess there are no further questions. So let's move ahead. Okay. So uh, now we will be seeing what is this Hacker News API does. Okay. So this Hacker News API is actually used so Hacker News is, I guess, it's a platform where technical information is being, it's regularly updated. So every new technical advancement in any other field, in any related field, would be published over here. Okay, so this is like it's like a news platform kind of. Okay, and they have an actual API for this. Okay, let's explore that API. So this is the API, and okay. So in this question, we have been asked that we have to find the newest news regarding something. So we have been given this keyword. So for me, it's 2FA. For you, it might be something else. Okay. So we have to search. We have to, actually find something, the newest. the report, the newest news regarding this particular keyword. All right. So how you can do this? It's pretty simple. Okay. So it's simply just copy it. Okay. I'll just close paint. Okay. So just simply copy it. Go back to. I'll just keep it over there. Okay, I will create a new request. Okay, all right. So just copy it to Postman Author client, or let's say if you are a Python geek, you might want to write an entire code for this. Okay, so just paste it in the Python notebook. Okay, now what you have to do, you can see that how you can actually search feeds. Okay, simply you have to use this Q parameter with the keyword you want to search for, right? So over here, what I will do, I will create a new parameter. So this is how you can actually create new parameters, right? So if I just copy it from here and paste it right over here, so you can see that this has so it has automatically detected that there is a parameter being used and it has filled this parameter, right? So if I just change it something, so it will be changed in the URL as well, right? So in this Q parameter, what I have to pass on, let's say I won't be, searching for this 2FA. I will be searching for something else. Let's say I want to search for DeepSeek. Okay, because DeepSeek has been in a lot of debates and now controversies as well. So let's search for DeepSeek. All right, so they have returned something. Okay, so they have returned an entire page to us, but we're not looking for a page. They're actually looking for a JSON object, right? So let's see if we are able to get it or not. Okay. Hmm, let me just open it in Google. Let's see. Okay, so it's an XML file, not a HTML file. Which, okay. So from this XML file, we have to extract something, right? So what we have to do is we have to find the item tag in this XML, and then we have to just get into that tag and find this link. Okay, so let's see if I can do something. Okay, so okay, all right. So here is this item. Okay, so here is this item tag, and from this item tag, you actually have to extract this link. Okay, you have to extract this link. What you can do is perhaps we can use beautiful soap over here. What do you say, Carlton? Can we use
Yeah,
beautiful soap?
this is perfect example to use beautiful soup.
All right. So uh, let me open my you know treasure of code for TDS. So back when I was a student in TDS 2 terms back, so I wrote these Python files for my ROE. Actually, okay, so you can see that there are multiple files over there. There is LLM helpers, location. There is a entire code for nominating API as well. Okay, so so when I was heading towards ROE, I actually yeah.
So you can access anything during ROE. So you prepared a entire set of code in
Absolutely, I prepared everything. Okay, so I before 1 or 2 days before ROE, I was actually just making scripts, making helpful scripts. So during the ROE, I did nothing but copy and paste these codes, these already pre-generated codes, and I was able to get a decent result. Okay, so I would recommend you guys to if you are heading to ROE, I would definitely recommend you guys to do this. Okay, prepare your codes, prepare
Can we get some of your code?
what?
Can we get some of your code?
It's nothing like it's my code. I just it's pretty basic stuff. Okay, I didn't use anything much advanced. I just prepared some basic stuff, so you can just create it yourself. Yes,
Hey,
yeah.
Ritvik, one thing I'll say is every term we students ask us for this code that we write and keep. But my suggestion is, first of all, we won't give it, but there is a reason for that. If we give you the code, right, when the ROE comes, you won't know where the code is and what
Exactly.
it is.
Hmm.
because you have not
That
written. But if
yes.
you write it yourself, when the ROI comes, there is no time to think. But because you have written it yourself, you will know exactly where to go and locate it instantly. So that's why
That's
it's much better for you to write the code and keep it ready.
hmm.
So
All right.
how to
So
prepare for ROE then? Like with the
We'll,
GAs we are practicing,
we'll,
I'm going thoroughly with that.
we will have separate sessions for those. Okay, so we will not discuss that
Yeah,
today.
fine, fine, thank you, sir.
okay.
Excuse
So
me, sir. Mm,
yeah, yeah. Please ask me a question.
We have a session for projects as well, right?
It will be the sessions related to project will be next week. So we'll be
Okay.
taking
All
those
right.
sessions.
All
Yeah,
right. All right.
because at first we have to focus on GF4 because the deadline is near. It's
Yes, sir. Exactly.
yeah.
But we were having like a bit problem while doing the projects. That's why I asked.
If you're having some problems related to project one, you can simply post it on Discourse as well. So that's another place
All
where
right, sir.
notes will be verified. Okay. Me, Jivraj, Carlton, and in fact sometimes Anand sir, we are debugging errors and providing solutions to students. You can simply go to this course and we will answer you. So okay,
Yes, sir. All right. Thank
all
you.
right, okay. So let's get started with beautiful soap. So actually, Jivraj did a pretty good job last uh, live session where he gave an entire introduction to beautiful soap and how you can actually use it. Uh, Okay, so I will be kind of repeating that stuff. Okay, so okay. Where is my file? Okay, I will be creating a new file, and the name should be mhm, what we are actually okay. So I will name it beautiful soup. So those of you who are not present last live session, you can actually learn beautiful soup right now. Okay, and I have to install Beautiful Soup. So how can you install Beautiful Soup? Simple, right? Pip install and then Beautiful
Soup and
Soup.
four.
Oh, yeah. So this is how you actually install Beautiful Soup. I will also I have to install the requests library. All right. So these libraries have been installed in my virtual environment. Okay. So usually I prefer using virtual environments rather than running UV scripts because sometimes whenever you are actually first of all these UV scripts won't be they won't work when you are using when you're using Jupyter script Jupyter notebooks. Okay. So they will only work with the Python script. So in that case, if you're actually using Jupyter notebook, then I will recommend you guys to create a virtual environment okay, rather than actually using you trying to use UV. Otherwise, if you are using a Python script, not a normal .py file, then you can simply then you have an option. You can use UV or otherwise you can use a virtual environment as well. So me personally, I prefer using virtual environments. Okay, so let's get started. I will import stuff. So we'll be importing the requests library, then we'll be importing the beautiful soup library as well. So uh, obviously, our my podium is pretty intelligent to detect what kind of libraries I'm importing. So for beautiful soap, it's pretty simple. You have to the library's name. It's PS4. Okay, so it's not entirely beautiful soup 4. It's PS4. Okay, so from beautiful soap, we actually have to install some other stuff. Okay, so this is how you import it. So from PS4, we are importing the beautiful soap module. Okay, I'll run it. Let's see. Okay, so what you have to do is, firstly, we will be. I will be using my ROE code in this live session as well. So it's helping me even now. Okay. All right. So as you might assume, so from here we have to we have to send a request to a certain API endpoint, right? and for us that endpoint is this one. Okay, so what I will do, run this, and I will send the request. So if you guys don't know yet, so this is how you actually send API requests using Python. Okay, so it's pretty simple. You just have to import this request library, and then uh, use this get module, this get method, not module, it's a method. You have to use this get method, and then you have to just simply paste your URL inside this particular thing, right? So this is how get the you actually can fetch your API endpoints, right? Right. So from this, so this is a page, okay. And now how can I access that XML code? For that, I guess text will work. Yeah, text will work, and or content should work as well. So content is another method which will, okay, so it's something different in content. So it's adding a B tag. Uh, I guess it's not a tag or something. Okay, I will use text to complicate things, right? So this is the entire XML file which was delivered to us using, uh, as we saw. Right? So this is the entire XML file which you are able to see. Okay. So what I will do is now I will use Beautiful Soup to parse this XML file and retrieve the required data. Okay. Let's head back to my code and let's use Beautiful Soup. And again, so how does Beautiful Soup actually works? It's simply you have to write the name of the module, then you have to, so this page, so okay, so this is the page. All right, so we have to pass the content. Okay, so this is the page which, so this page variable actually contains the response object which we actually received from. Okay, and this page is actually the entire XML content which we received. Okay, now we are putting we are passing this XML content into this function along with another parameter which is HTML parser. I doubt that this will work because we are actually dealing with XML. Let's see. Okay, it worked. Then I will copy it from here. All right. So we have this. Okay, so how you can actually search something. Okay, so what are you asking, Manmeet, for? Uh, Manmeet, you can always open your mic and talk to us because sometimes whenever we are teaching, it's pretty difficult for us to read these comments. Yeah, please ask.
Sure, thanks. Audio issues here. Did you explain what's the difference between text and content? If you could please help.
I did not explain that, and actually, I have to look into it. What's the difference between text and content? But what
No
I
worries.
believe it is that the text will kind of return a string, but the content it won't be a string, but like it can be parsed. So that's my analogy. So I will have to check it. Okay, once. So the difference between page and dot text and dot content. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So so how does this soup, how will this beautiful soup actually, parse our entire XML file? Okay. So for this, we have created this variable soup, which actually contains this beautiful soup instance. Okay. So now we can do anything with this XML code using beautiful soup, right? So what we did was, I will just explain it in a kind of a summary. So we just gave beautiful soup this entire XML content, and now it will work for us. Okay, so it will do the parsing on our behalf, right? So let's search for the item tab. Okay, and I guess we don't have any classes because XML, if I'm not wrong, they don't have any classes. XML doesn't have any class, so uh, this should okay, so this should work. Let's find out. All right, so it's working perfectly. Okay, now from this, from so what has this soup.find all item has returned me. So it has returned me the entire array. So it's a list actually. So I will be using the word list. So it has returned me a list which contains all the instances of item tag being used in this XML code. Okay. So let's say if I wanted to search for, let's say, title tag. Okay. So I will be searching for the title. So as you can see that this is the title tag, right? If I want to search for the title tag, let's go ahead and do that. All right. So you can see that we are able to get all these title tags, and it has returned us uh, the you know the particular code for these tags. Okay, and you can see that these are actually the titles of these articles being written on Hacker News. Okay, about DeepSeek. Okay, so it's cheapest way to run DeepSeek R1 in AWS. So these are the multiple articles that are being written. Okay, so uh, okay, so this was how you can actually access these tags. Okay, so I will be so for the sake of this question, we have to use this item tag. Okay, and from this item tag, we have to fetch all the links. If I'm not wrong, I have to check the question once. Okay, have to check the question once. So we have to get all the link tags. Okay, so we don't have to get the links, the specific links. We have to get the link tags. Okay, so this is our entire array which contains this data. Okay, I can so this let's just store it into an variable. Okay, let's store it in item variable. Now what I will do is I will run on I will iterate over this entire list, and then I will print the text. Okay, let's see what it becomes. Okay, so uh, let's just uh, all right. So you can see that when I'm I'm iterating over this entire list of items, what is it returning me? It's actually returning me all those items, all those item tags which are present in this XML file, right? So uh, okay, so now I want to find the link tags which are present in the items. Okay, so this item tags actually contains these link tags as well. I want to find that. How can I do it? Can anyone just help me in finding these link tags somehow? Anyone just open your mic and just tell me how I can do.
They are the A tag, right?
There's a link tag actually.
So that's the link tag only, but that it has A.
No, actually that's true for HTML. In XML, you can create your own tags. Okay, so this item tag, I believe it doesn't exist in HTML. Okay, this description tag, it doesn't exist in HTML, right? So in XML, you can actually create your own tags. So that's the difference between XML and HTML. There are multiple differences, but that's one of the main differences. That in XML you can actually create your own tags, but in HTML you can't. Okay. Moreover, if you're thinking, oh, XML it's so good, we can actually create our own tags and actually use it in our code. So perhaps I will just create my web pages using XML rather than HTML. So I will just tell you it won't work. Okay, HTML pages are they are specifically used for creating websites. So you can't create a web page using XML. Okay, so it's often just you not often it's uh, in the majority cases it's used for storing and transferring data. So this is the use of XML nowadays. Okay, so in XML, yeah, Ritvik, please just tell me how can access these link tags.
Just guessing, maybe I dot link or something.
Okay, let's just try it. But the thing is, okay, so we have got these link tags somehow, but it's returning us the the closing tags. Okay,
That doesn't help us.
yeah, but okay, so it has suggested us actually. Okay, so let's go ahead with this. So actually, you can use this. So this find all function, this find all function, it's not limited to the soup object. So this is the soup object we created. So it's not limited to the soup object. Okay, you can use this on each and every element it returns to you. Okay, so each and every element is actually a soup object kind of. Okay, and you can actually use this method, this find method. So we have find all and we have find. Okay, so find all. Okay, so I guess we should just use find all. Okay, and over here we are searching for a link tag. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so it is saying that there is no attribute text.
Text attribute
All
is
right,
you should.
all right. Let's run it. Okay, so it's returning as a closing tags. All right, let's use find. Okay, so it's returning as a closing tags again. Get a link tag inside it. Okay, let's check what kind of link tag we have. Okay, so this is an item. It is where it is. Okay, so this is an item, and here is the link tag. But okay, yeah. So this is an item, and we have a link tag over here, but it's returning us the closing tag of that link.
So can
Somehow,
we try link dot content or something?
link dot content,
Ah, just guessing.
dot link dot content. You are saying dot link dot content, right? Dot content. Is this what you are suggesting? That's like
Hmm. Hmm.
again, it won't work. I guess the
I,
get
I dot description because that was the parent, right?
description. Let's just check it. Because why not? Description. Okay, so it's returning something finally. So we have, so it's returning us a description of of each and every instance of this item tag. But this should be true for the links as well. Okay, let's search for titles. So it's returning as a title, but when I search for link, it's not giving me the link. Let's go with this one. It's giving us none because obviously there is nothing inside these links. So okay, uh, Carlton, do you have any idea what I'm missing over here?
Most likely, the so the question, so the link items are not in every item tag, right?
Right?
So when you're parsing or traversing the tree, it's a tree-like structure.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to look inside. So there is a way to navigate beautiful soup, and
Mm-hmm.
the way to navigate is you've got tags that can go nest inside various tags that you've got. So
Mm-hmm.
your initial search that you did, which is the find all, so it found all item tags, but that I think is regardless of nesting levels, right?
Okay.
Whereas what you want to do is search the children or search the descendants of particular tags.
But that should be true for so
So, for
this
example,
item tags. Yeah.
if you pulled up, I mean, you've called it item here. Ideally, you should
Yeah.
just call it tag because you haven't, you don't know what the tag might be. But say, for example, inside the first item tag, you want to pull up its descendants. Then what you would say is tag dot descendants, and it will give you a list of its descendants. And
Okay.
then you can search. You can do for child in tag dot descendants, and you will get the children of those descendants.
It's returning a generator object. Uh,
Just scroll
but
up.
but but if even if some item tags doesn't have a link tag, but that doesn't mean it should not return us anything inside. So it's just returning us the closing tag. So
Yeah, just get the first item. Don't get find all, right? Just find the first. So you've got
all right.
item zero descendants. What you do is no, no, not I don't think the word is descendants. Let me just check the keyword. I think it is called. Uh,
By the way, guys, you can help us as well. You can just
In
open
the
your yeah.
Yeah, I just saw something in the documentation link that Karthik
Mm-hmm.
has shared. They say ID is equal to link, but they have to navigate to the, for example, description, comma ID is equal to link.
Description, comma ID.
I'll paste it in chat.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Yes, please. Okay. Okay, so it's using, so actually we are fetching the A tags over here
Yeah, A is
and
one
with
of
the
the
ID,
prints.
okay, uh, we can
these,
use the A tags right over here. If
but
I
these
just,
links are not. They are
uh,
tags in themselves, right? These links.
yeah, absolutely. These links are tags in themselves. So if I'm trying to get the, description tag, it's working perfectly. It's working perfectly, but when I'm accessing the links, it's not returning me anything.
Okay.
Here,
Yeah.
just
First try with the. So the easiest way is first try just getting a single item rather than getting a whole list of items, and then parsing it like you parse JSON.
Okay, so like this.
Right. So you can see what's inside the very first item tag, right? These are the
Yes.
items inside the first item tag. So there's no link inside it.
Yeah, there is no link, but
Yeah.
there should be
So,
a link.
so if you scroll up, just scroll up. Your soup. Okay. Uh, find all item. Can we have a look at your structure of the XML? Because I'm not sure what your XML
Hmm.
structure is, because I wasn't watching the session carefully.
Okay, okay, okay. So,
No, no,
yeah.
you can look at the structure inside the soup itself, because I don't know if the soup fetched the exact same thing.
So, but it won't return us like it will just give us a last string to
Yeah, yeah,
navigate with.
you can prettify that. There is a way to prettify the output of that. I think
Okay,
pp print or something like that will be there.
PP print.
Yeah, you have to import that library. Yeah,
You have to
as
install it as well.
no, no, as pp you can say in pp print as pp, and then try yeah pp dot no, no, pp dot.
Just one thing. We are parsing we are parsing XML and we are using HTML parser.
That is probably what the problem is. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's able to parse to the description tags.
Just write XML.
So let me just check.
No,
You might be right a
No,
little.
just write XML, not XML dot parser.
Okay,
Now try.
it's not working.
Not
Okay,
working.
so
We have to I guess we have to install it.
the documentation for XML parser is here is called LXML.
Uh,
LXML.
Yeah. So there is external dependency.
I guess we have to install it somehow.
okay, you have to install LXML and then can use XML tag
Can you
inside.
tell me how can I install it?
Pip install beautiful soup 4. This is chat GPT, okay? This is not
Mhm, mhm.
LXML. Pip install beautiful soup 4 and then LXML.
And along with that, LXML.
No comma, but
Yeah,
L,
there's no.
LX.
Okay, okay, I got it. So we have to do this. First, beautiful soap is already installed.
Okay, now
Do I have to import it?
probably.
Just why running it? Okay.
Okay, do that XML thing now. When you LXML की जगह you just write XML now try running it.
Mhm. Not working.
Yeah.
Let's use ChatGPT for this because this is something which is not expected from beautiful soup. Uh, let's check it. Okay. So, uh, so there's
Another thing, Saransh, you can use an XML viewer to actually look at the structure of the file itself,
okay.
because that will
XML
help
viewer.
you. Yeah, just find an online XML viewer file, copy the
Okay.
XML into it. Then you can examine the structure of the file, so you know how to parse.
It's again returning the same thing that I dot find, and then it's now just print. Okay, so it's using if link tag is present or not. Let's try this once.
Okay, just I saw ChatGPT again. Like it is showing LXML dash and then XML in the parser.
LXML
LXML dash
dash
XML. XML.
XML. Okay,
That is
not working again. I guess I have to install them.
already
Uh,
installed. Should have worked.
yeah, let's use HTML parser once again, and
But you didn't import LXML, right?
I actually did. Yeah, here it is.
Okay.
Uh, just copy this code. Hopefully it will work. Let's see. Okay,
Can you scroll up a bit?
scroll up. Yeah,
You just show where you're importing it. The parser thing.
the parser beautiful soup.
No, the
Okay,
the
okay, the
no, the,
parser. It's
the
LXML,
parser.
right? Yeah,
Where are you parsing that line?
yeah, here it is. I just used
No, 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 don't do
HTML parser.
content. Don't do page dot content.
Okay,
Okay, in that
what
XML
page?
parser, na, do not do page dot content.
Okay, and what I have to write?
LXML and dash XML.
Then find a tree builder with features you requested. LXML. Okay, so it's not able to find a tree builder.
Uh,
Okay, Should I use XML instead? Again, it's the problem.
Let's maybe try
Oh,
other. Okay.
Mm, Okay, what we can do is let's just copy this code once and I will run it in a cell, in a different cell. Let's just see is the parser, is it actually fetching everything or not? Okay, so it has used XML over here. All right, let's run it. Again, it's okay. We'll just pass this error to ChatGPT. Let's see. Beautiful soup requires an XML parser to process. Okay, so we did it. Okay, we've installed LXML. I did it. Let me run it once again.
Hey, maybe try installing it from within the Python file if
The
that is
Python
possible.
file.
Because the environment you're using for the Python notebook, is it the
Mhm.
same as the one in which you're installing?
Yes, it's the
Yes.
same.
Okay.
It has given me the same thing that LXML parser. Again, it's saying that couldn't find a tree builder. All right, let's pass this error. It looks like it, LXML is not fast. Okay, and import
Notebook
LXML.
wala code you
It's
try.
able to import it. Huh?
The Jupyter notebook wala code you try. The one it is giving for Jupyter notebook.
For Jupyter also, uh, it's not giving separate
It
code
is
for.
giving like exclamation mark pip install Excel. This one.
Okay, requirement already satisfied. It's it's installed. I guess I have to close this file, then run it again.
Ha, possibly.
so the parser should be called only LXML. The some reason
Mhm.
you've got.
Actually, copied this from. Okay, so it's giving me right now. I just closed it and started
It is
processing it
working.
once again. It's
Cache
working now.
issue.
Okay, but the
Okay.
parser is only called LXML. It's not anything else.
Uh, let's try LXML as well.
Because I'm reading the documentation, and that's what the documentation says.
Okay, it's not giving us anything with LXML, but it's giving us with LXML's cache XML. Okay, let's try this in our
Uh,
code.
Chat GPT saying you do either XML or LXML slash dash XML.
And has it used? Okay, so it hasn't. Okay, so we have to pass the content as it is. Okay, let's try it. Okay, page is not okay. I have to run each and every line once again. Okay, let's do it. It won't be able to because I have to pass the content. All right, it's not giving us any error at the moment. Let's. All right. So the entire error, the entire problem was just closing this file and just reopening it. So I guess it was something related to the cache. So once we just closed this file and I just reopened it, so the cache was clarified, it was cleared, and it was able to use this LXML password. All right, so this was the problem, and this was a solution. So if you guys are facing this kind of problem, you should just close it once. Okay, so it's like the traditional way of repairing things. So if the TV isn't working, just close it once and let's hope it opens up, you know, uh, perfectly fine the next time. So that's what happened with us, and it worked. Okay, that's good. So this is how you can actually get all these links. Okay, so what we are doing, if you guys have lost track because of that entire error thing, so what we did nothing but we just remove this PP print because we're just spanning a lot of. Okay, so again, this perhaps it has got its own cache this time. Okay, so the cache is acting again, so that PP print is actually overriding the content of print somehow. Okay, so what we're actually doing is I will just give you a brief summary. So we have loaded this XML content with Beautiful Soup. Then we are finding all the item tags. So it's pretty, this like this syntax is pretty much understandable. So we are just finding all the item tags. Then we'll just remove this. Okay. Then what I'm doing is this item tag. So this item is actually an entire list of the item tags. Okay. So it's an entire list of the item tags. So now we are actually iterating over this list, finding all the link tags, and then we are extracting the text. Okay, so that's the entire thing we are doing. So okay, so this is how you are going to extract these links, and this is how you're going to solve this question. Any questions regarding this? Any question, guys? Anything?
So in the assignment, we just need the first tag, right?
The first again, yes.
The first link. So we
I
take the
have
link.
to check it once. It's asking us to retrieve the link tags. So there's nothing specified about the first tag or the last tag.
They
So we
just
have
want
to
the
get.
first link. So we have to retrieve the link and then just paste the first link.
I don't think so because nothing is specified over here which says that you have to, specifically get the first link. I believe that you have to use find all here to find all the links. So what does this find do? So what's the difference between the find and find all function? So it's that, let's say, if in our item, okay, so this is my item tag. So in my item tag, I have multiple links. Okay, I have multiple link tags. The thing is that when I'm using find, just find, so it's going to return me just this the first occurrence of this link tag. Okay, it's going to return me the only the first occurrence of this link tag, which is this one. Okay, it won't return me this. But when I will use find all, it will retrieve all the links which are present in the item tag, and then you will be able to, then you will be able to get all these links in a list. Okay. So this is the difference between a find all and find function.
Can you explain how do we know whether, I mean, what the how the tree is, so that we can iterate over it?
The tree of XML.
So the, yeah, the page content. How do we know
Uh-huh.
we have to look for item? Suppose I'm scraping a website.
Well, for that, it's how you can
Yeah,
know
here
about
it is
item.
in the question.
Yeah,
Suppose I want to do it from a
yeah,
website.
for sure, for sure. Okay, so the cache is back. The cache has been cleared somehow. Okay, I will use pp print. No, I can. Okay, what I will do is I will paste this. I will use Postman. I will copy this entire response and go to XML uh, uh, rebuilder, I guess. So it claims to be the best XML viewer online. Let's just put it to the test. Okay. So I pasted the entire XML file, and all right, so it has returned something. And in this, you can see that it's kind of like a JSON structure. Okay, I will open this, and then now you can see that what all items are present over here. So we have this title, and I guess it's present in this link one. Yeah, this item one, yeah. So all these items, in these items we can find the links, and yeah, so there are 20 items given to us. So these 20 items, so we in this entire page, this entire thing about DeepSeek, we have about 20 articles written on DeepSeek recently, the most recent 20 articles, and it has written on this post. Okay, so you can just view what all things these tags have. It's just like parsing, it's like viewing a JSON object kind of. Okay, so just Google XML tree builder or tree viewer. Okay, and this one claims to be the best one, so just put it to the test. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
all right. So any questions? Jaswar, you have opened up your mic. Are you trying to say something? Jaswar, are you trying to say something? I guess no. That's
Raj,
uh,
what is
just
Monica?
yeah.
What is Monica?
Monica. This Monica is actually an just extension. This is an, I guess it's an AI. I just downloaded this extension, and it's I don't use it often. It's just I guess if you are using YouTube, so using YouTube, sometimes using, if you have the premium version of Monica, then if you go to a YouTube video, then it will suggest you to give the entire summary of the video. Okay, so this is how. So it's like an AI tool. It's like an AI extension, which helps you in a lot of things. So if you visit, let's say, if I search for, all right. So Monica should create something. Yeah. So Monica will. You can actually ask Monica about something. Okay, regarding this page. So it will. So I guess I have disabled it
That is
globally somehow. Yeah. So yeah, so you can use Monica for various purposes. So you can create a summary of this entire page. Let's say if I open Wikipedia, then it won't be present in Wikipedia. Yes. All right. So I've disabled it. That's why it's not present over here. But you can go to a YouTube video, and then it will give you the entire summary of that video. So also that's paid subscription based thing. So it was, I just generated summary for a normal video, and just because I was just testing it, and it created a summary, and somehow it was the trial version. It was just they gave us that, they gave me the trial version for generating summary of a video, and I just wasted it somehow. Okay, so this is Monica. All right,
Uh,
so yeah,
One more question, please.
yeah.
So, if I have to scrape a e-commerce website and
Hmm.
I need to look for a certain company's products,
Hmm.
um, how that is possible using Beautiful Soup? So, if you could, or
So
has it?
let's say I will open incognito because I have my Amazon account logged in. Okay. All right. So let's search for something. Let's search for
Samsung, say for
uh,
example. So I need a list of everything related to Samsung, maybe.
okay, Samsung. Let's go ahead, and we have this entire page, right? Now, if I want to search for uh, let's say I want to extract the names uh, products. Okay, so how you can do this? So this is another exercise for you. So what is Aryan asking this? Okay. He's asking, sir, can you please show your beautiful soup code? All right, Arya, I can show you the beautiful soup code because I'm creating a new uh, kind of project with beautiful soup. Okay, so what we are going to do,
Okay,
so this is a new exercise for us, and what we are going to do is we will be extracting the names of all these products which Amazon has returned to us when we search Samsung, right? And we will try to get the price of these Samsung mobile phones as well. Okay, And what I'm thinking is that we can create a CSV file for this and store the the name of the product and the price of the product and also the link of the product as well. So let's do this exercise because we have about 20 minutes, so we can do this exercise, and it would be a good exercise for you because yeah, I will be using beautiful soap over here, and it will just solidify whatever I taught uh, until now. Okay, so someone just left. Okay, let's go ahead with this exercise. Okay. Okay, let me create and we will name it Amazon. Okay. And by the way, when you're using a virtual environment and you want to, and you're also using an IPyND file, in that case, you have to click on over here on this select kernel option, and then you will be given the option of, selecting which kind of kernel you want. So this env is this particular virtual environment, and this Python one, this is the global environment. Okay. So I will just select this virtual environment for this case, and let's import our wonderful libraries. Okay, copy and paste. Okay. We need pandas, we need requests, we need PS4. I'll remove this. Also, I'll remove LXML because now we actually have an HTML page. So uh, this page is an actually it's a HTML page and it's nothing related to XML. That's why we are going to use HTML parser this time, right? So, uh, by the way, I want to give you guys this privilege that whenever you have any question, just simply you can interrupt me, or you can just raise your hand and I can answer that question, right? So, also I prefer you that you shouldn't use that chat box again and again because when I'm teaching, it's really it's really not it's not possible for me to check the chat box again. Okay, so if you have a question, just open up your mic and speak up. Okay, so uh, I'll be creating this exercise. Let's go ahead. Okay, so for this, let's create a new variable which will be I will call it Amazon. Okay, it's Amazon, and we are going to. So can someone tell me which library I'll be using first? What is the first step in this little exercise of ours?
We're going to use a request, right, to get the page.
Absolutely, absolutely. And can anyone tell me why we are using request, not Ritvik this time? Anyone just tell me, yeah. Manmeet.
to first connect to that website.
Absolutely. So this request library will actually connect to that website and fetch the HTML page for us. Okay, so it's going to fetch that entire HTML page for us, and then we will be, giving it to Beautiful Soup for the passing part. Okay, so request dot get. So the get function is used for this. So the get function will actually, fetch that entire response for you. Okay, so let's just copy this and I will paste it inside this. So it's a pretty large link and I will run it. All right, so we have received the entire content. I will print it. Okay, so this is the entire content of this page. You can also check it over here. I will just click on inspect, and then now you can check this entire HTML content over here. Okay, so uh, yeah, as you can see that it starts with doc type, and over here it starts with doc type. So yeah, so this is the entire HTML content we have received. And what I would suggest you, whenever you are working like this, always keep this particular page, this elements tab open, because you need to know which element you have to fetch and which classes you have to use, right? So obviously you won't be actually going through this particular string which it has returned, because obviously uh, we have a better option to look at. Okay, so let's go ahead, and this is our we have fetched the Amazon content, and now I will create a soup object. Okay, can anyone tell me how I can create a soup object? Okay, so all right, Codium, thank you. So it has already answered that question for you guys. Okay, so this is how you will. Arya, you were asking about the beautiful soup code, right? So you can just uh, you know uh, look at this code as well. So this is
Yes, sir.
similar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but over there we were using LXML for parsing, right? Because it was an XML file.
Okay,
Okay,
once you are done, just show me the code once, okay? Done
all right,
with this. The
okay,
first do this one and then just show me the code for 2 minutes. All right.
all right, all right. So because we are actually parsing through an HTML page, that's why we are using an HTML parser. Okay, simple. Now I will run this and it has successfully created our beautiful soup instance. Congratulations. And now, can anyone tell me what's the next step?
We have to get to the
Mhm.
iterate through it to get to the name. That's the place where I don't know how we'll reach uh, the prices and names.
Okay, okay. You
You have
are
to,
partially correct. Okay, Kenneth, you are saying something.
you have to use that find all, but then find all
Yeah,
the things which you
yes,
want to
absolutely.
tag your.
So the next step, so I will just create markdown as well. So this is step number one, where you are actually, use this. You're actually using request. So this is just step number one. Okay. This is step number one where you have used request to actually fetch the entire HTML content. Okay. Your step number two is creating a soup instance. Okay. Soup instance. Right. So this is your second step. Your third step would be fetching, finding. So if I head back to the previous code, you can see that what we are doing. So we created a soup instance, then we find it out. So we set out a search for all the item tags in this soup variable, right? So we will use find all over here. Okay, so uh, the third step is you can find out. Okay, so it would be soup dot find all. Okay, now now inside this find all, what we have to find, we have to search for that. Okay, so uh firstly, how you can search for the, let's say, the name of this product. That's pretty simple. Simply click over this little arrow button over here. uh, can you guys see this little arrow button over here? Okay, simply click over here and drag your mouse to the name of the object, the name of the product, right? Simply click over here. Now you can see that inside the span element, we have this name, right? But this obviously, this entire code contains multiple span elements. Okay, so let's say if I head out a search for all span elements, okay, and these are all the span elements. Okay, and let's say I run a for loop over here for I in this, and what I will do is I will run this. Okay, so you can see that span, this span tag is being used in multiple places. Okay, it's being used in multiple places. So how can I, it's returning me the search, the alt. In fact, it's returning me plus, and I guess, yeah, there is this cart. This, can you see this cart? So this little cart text which is written over, so it's also being contained in a span element. So it's returning us everything. So obviously we can't, just simply use as, give out a search for all the span elements, right? So what we are going to do is, let's search for a commonality between these names, right? So I will head over here. All right, this is my span element. All right, so it's not much useful for us. What I can do is I can look at its parent. So obviously, this H2 is the parent of span element. Okay, so and the span element is a descendant of. So this is how we actually, this is the nomenclature of these tabs, these tags. Okay, so if something is inside a particular tag, so it's a child of that tag. All right. So It's present over here, and let's check for a class. Okay, so the class is okay, okay, and the link is over here as well, and then there is a div tag. Okay, let's search for some commonality. So we have this A section. Okay, we have this A section present over here, and inside this A section, okay, so this is the entire section. So if you hover over these elements, you will be able to see uh, what that element actually contains. Okay, so the title is present over the in this. The title is present in this div tag. Can you guys see this? So the title is present in this div tag with the class of okay s title instruction. Okay, so this is the class. This is the entire class s title instruction style. Okay, let's just copy this, and what I will do is I will know, find all the instances of the class. Okay, so I will head back to my ROE code. Yeah, so this is the code for searching for a certain class. Okay, so my class, so my class is so it hasn't copied. Okay, I will copy it once again. So the class is s title s hyphen title hyphen instructions hyphen style. Okay, so that's the class. All right, so this is how you actually search for classes as well. So just a class, class underscore, so that's the parameter name, class underscore equals to this. All right, so uh, this is how you search for it, and let's head out. So okay, so the class belongs to this div tag. Okay, so we can't let it remain, we can't allow it to be a span. Let's search for all these. All right. So we have researched. So we have received something. We have received the date. So we have received all the uh, all the uh, uh, title, all the title divs which contain the titles of all these products. Okay. So are you guys able to understand to this point? Is
Yes.
everything clear? Yes. Everyone, just give me a thumbs up if you are if all of you are present in this meeting. Everyone, just give me a thumbs up. All right, all right. That's really good. Okay, so this is how we found out all the div tags which have the class as title instruction style. Right now, what we have to do, because obviously we don't need this entire code. We just need the we just need this. Where is the text? So we just need the text in all these div tags. Okay, so let's just store this. So let's name it div tags. Okay, the variable name is div tags. Okay, now what I will do is simple. I will run a for loop for I in div tags. And can anyone tell me what I have to do right now? By the way, it's telling me already, but I guess that's not the okay, that's the case. All right. So, you know, Codium just solves everything. Okay. So, are you guys able to understand what this uh, piece of code is, doing? Are you guys able to understand?
So how did it figure out it was text?
Hmm.
I mean, so text is the variable part that will vary across this, is it?
Actually, text, no, no. Text, the variable is this div text, right? But this text is actually the attribute it's fetching. Okay, so this I is nothing but these, these div tags. Okay, but the text attribute, this text attribute, it will fetch the entire text which is present uh in these div tags, in this div tags. Okay, so
Okay.
the entire text content which is present in these div tags will be given to you using this attribute. Okay, I guess you can search for multiple things. So if I do a link, it will give me the links for, so it's not giving me links, sadly. Okay, there is nothing like link. Perhaps it can give me an anchor tag. Okay, so if I did uh, I dot A, so it's giving me the in the and all the anchor tags which are present. Okay, so this is how these attributes are working. Okay, so if I just search, if I just wrote text, it will return me the text which is present uh, in those data in those div tags, right? So these are the names of the products. Okay, we got it. And this is the actual title. So if I just head back to Amazon, you can see that this is the and this should be the entire title. So Samsung Galaxy S25. Okay, this is not the case. Okay, so the thing is, actually, when I ran this request using Python, it actually suggested some other. It actually suggested another set of Samsung mobiles instead of the one which I am seeing over here. Okay, so I guess it's random somehow, and it just returns. Okay. So the thing is, Samsung. Okay, so this is a sponsored product. Okay,
So
so
it
that's why.
changes every time you query, it will change.
Okay, so every time we query it, okay, so it may
The
change.
sponsored part only changes. The other part does not.
Yeah. So yeah, so actually, this sponsored it should. So I guess it's not present in this div which contains this class. Okay, so that's why it's not returning as the sponsored one. Okay, so this is another thing which you can understand that because the sponsored, it might not be included, it might not have this div tag, that's why it's not returned over there. Okay, so that's the case. Okay, so otherwise all these different mobiles are what we are able to see. Yeah, so Samsung Galaxy M05, so it's exactly the one which is being given over here. Okay, also Samsung Galaxy M35, exactly the same, right? So we have got the names of these tags, these products. Now, next thing was we had to get the prices and the links to these products. Okay, that was the next part of the question. Okay, so we have to get the text and we have to get the links and we have to get the price. Okay, and then we'll be compiling everything into a CSV file. Okay, so let me just store these texts. Okay, so I will create a dictionary by the name of name. Okay, so obviously, so this is the name of the product, and I have, so let's name it product name, product name. Okay, let's use some intelligent uh, variable naming, not just some vague variable names. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Codium. And now my names would be present in this list. Okay, so that's what we wanted. Now, what we also want, we want the link tags. Okay, so let's copy this code once. Uh, you guys may remember that we were able to get to the links. Okay, so if you just pass this a attribute along with this I iterator, so it will return you the anchor tags as well. Okay, so can anyone tell me how can I access this href link from these anchor tags? Anyone?
Find option. Find href equals and
The thing is, find will work when you are searching, when we are actually searching within a tag. Okay, actually
Maybe
this
do dot
href
href.
is yeah, we can do dot href, but the difference between using we can't use find over here is that find will actually search within this element. So actually this href is an attribute of this anchor tag. That's why it won't be able to get that. Okay, so that's why we have to use the get. I guess it was something like, yeah, the get href, the get function. Okay, so using the get function, you can actually fetch you can actually fetch the attributes as well. Okay. But if you are going to use, let's say, if this anchor tag also had something inside it. Okay, so let's say it had something like it has a title tag as well. Let's say, so in that case, you can use that find function. That find function will be able to get to this title tag somehow. But if you want to fetch the attribute, the specific attribute of this anchor tag, so this href is an attribute of this anchor tag, right? So if you know HTML, so it would be much, it would be it would be pretty clear to you why it's not giving us that. Okay, but those of you who don't know, so actually these tags, these anchor tags, these title tags, so all these tags have attributes as well. Okay, and these attributes define how that tag will actually interact. Okay, so href is actually a tag of anchor tag, sorry, attribute of anchor tag. That's why it has to be fetched using a get function. Okay, now I will just run this and let's hope it works. Yeah, so we have received the links of the href as well. So if we just copy this and www.amazon Amazon, and if I paste it over here, it should work.
That was Amazon.in, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's Amazon.in. Yeah, so it's able to work. It's working perfectly. So if you just append uh, this prefix in front of these endpoints, then you will be able to reach your desired destination. Okay. So we have received the links as well. Again, what I will do, okay, I should create a new code, otherwise it will, empty this entire list. So what I will do is I will create a new variable with the name product link, and I will do, I will just simply append it inside it, dot append, and it's done. Okay. Okay. Product link is okay. So I have to run this cell as well. All right. So we have the product names and we have the product links as well. Okay. Now the only thing which is remaining is the price tag. So again, because because we were actually accessing the title tag and this title. Okay, so this title actually had the link to this title actually had the link to the specific page for the product. So that's why we were able to get the links as well. But now because we actually have to fetch this price as well. So for this, you have to search for another. Uh, you just have to click on this arrow tag once again, and you have to drag your mouse over here, and then it will direct you towards the specific code which is used to represent this particular tag, this price. Okay, so we're able to see that this a span element of class a hyphen price hyphen whole, it contains the price. Okay, so it contains this price. Now, can anyone tell me how can I access? How can just I fetch these prices somehow? Can anyone tell me?
Is focus on the class like dot or a class or a price whole or something.
Yeah. So we have to focus on the class, but what should be the code for this? Because let me give you a hint. We
Only.
have find
We
all once again.
we find the tag for price, like we did the
Yeah,
div tag.
yeah. So we are going to do this find all once again, and this time it should be span tags. Okay. So you might be wondering that this title also had a span, but we didn't use a span. Uh, we didn't use a span tag to search using in the find all above. Okay, so in this find all we used a div tag instead of a span tag. You might be thinking about that. So the specific reason is because this span doesn't have a unique class. So actually, it has no class. Okay, so it doesn't have any class. So it's pretty much useless. That's why we had to resort to using the div tags. The parent of this particular tag. Okay, but in this case, we actually have a span element which have a certain class which seems to be unique. Okay. Also, I'm not sure if this is the case, if this class is actually
Excuse me,
unique or not.
sir.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption, but I have another meeting to attend. Can you please show me the code of that beautiful soup once?
All right. Yeah. So this is the
Please
code.
note down.
Are you looking for this code, this piece of code?
Yes, sir. I was looking for
Okay.
this piece of code only. Okay.
Is it
Okay,
done?
just give me a second. Please give me a second.
All right. Okay. So now I'm going to find the span, and the class would be this one. Okay. I'll just paste it over here. Let's hope it works. All right. Because I have no idea if it will work or not. Let's just print it. And yeah, we are able to find the prices of all those mobile phones as well. Okay. Now, can someone tell me how you can actually, welcome Arya. Can someone tell me how you can actually fetch this price somehow? Can someone tell me how can you fetch this price out of this, piece of anyone? So this span tags his so this soup dot find all function. So this piece of code has actually returned us an entire array.
It is still a text, right?
Yeah,
So dot text, if we do, we should get it.
yeah, absolutely. If we do a dot text, for instance, if I run a for loop for I in this, if I run a for loop, simple I dot text will return you the price, right? So that's done. And what you can do is that, okay, so let's just store this in another list. Let's call it product price. Okay, and it's an empty list. And I'll be storing this product price dot append. Right. So it's done. All right. So, by the way, you might be thinking that this is these prices should be numerical, right? But somehow it's being stored as a string. So this is not right, right? So can someone tell me how you can actually fix this? So this is just basic Python stuff. It's just basic Pythonic logic you have to use to do this particular thing. So can anyone tell me what should I use and how can I convert this to a numerical value rather than a string value? So this is actually a string. I want to convert it to 6499, a proper integer value. Can anyone tell me? This is just crude Pythonic logic. Nothing related to beautiful super request library. Can anyone tell me? Yes,
Remove the commas and use the int function.
exactly, exactly. So this is the way we are going to proceed. So it's pretty simple. Okay, I will create a new variable inside this as well. Okay, so I will store it right here. Now what I will do is I will remove the comma. So can anyone tell me how can I remove these comma values? Anyone? Okay, so Podium has done the job for us, and you can see that it can be simply replaced using the replace method. Okay, so this is the replace method, and it just requires the what you want to replace with what. Okay, so we are replacing a comma with nothing. Okay, so this is an empty string. So we are replacing a comma with an empty string, and it would do the task for us. If I just print this price now, so yeah, so it has removed those comma separators, and now again these price values are, if I just use a type over here, the type function. So the type function actually, informs you about what type of object is this. Okay, so it's a string object. So to convert it to integer, simply use integer. Okay, so it just converts this string to an integer, and this is an integer too. So this is going to be an integer, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will simply copy this and paste it over here. Okay, this should work. That's obviously it would work. Okay, and okay. I have to actually rerun this product price because it actually appended all those values inside uh, this product place. Okay, product price. We'll run it once again, and now it will be perfect. Okay, so these are the prices for our products, and we have got the links and the names as well. Right now, all that remains is to create a data frame and store it as a CSV. Right. So, how can you actually save it in a CSV? That's done using pandas. Okay, I
So how do
how
we,
many of you? Yeah.
because we've extracted these prices separately and the
Mhm.
product name separately, like how do we
Mhm.
ensure that these are all in the same order,
They will be in the
or
same order because when you are fetching
they
using
will
database,
always come in the same order?
yeah, exactly. It will
Okay.
always come in the same order. Yeah, you can also verify it. So 6,400. This price should be that blue mint one. Yeah. So this is the price of this mint green Samsung Galaxy phone, and you can see the price. Okay, so also you can confirm the second price, which is 18,000, almost 500. So you can see. So it always beautiful soap always returns you in the same order. It
Okay.
got the
Okay, sir.
HTML code. Okay, so now how many of you know about pandas library? Anyone? The pandas library? Anyone? You know, Ritvik? Mandeep?
Mm, we know about pandas.
That's great. Okay, so also because okay, so four people know about pandas. That's good. But we have we have about 12 participants, excluding me, Carlton, and this shared screen. So uh, we have about 9 people. So I guess I will explain how I'm going to create a CSV file. So it's a pretty simple process. Okay, let's create a new variable. Okay, so I will name this data because obviously this is our data. And what I will do is I will create a data frame instance. Okay, I will create a simple data frame instance. So data frame, it's nothing but a table. Okay, data frames in pandas are just like tables. Okay, so you just have to remember this. Okay, so we have created a new empty table. So if I just print this, it's going to give me nothing because this data table contains nothing inside it. Okay, so how to create this table? Simple. PD. So what is this PD? This is actually this. So I imported pandas as PD. Okay, so this as is short for alias. Okay, so pandas has been imported as PD, and you can use uh, pandas library using this PD text. Okay, this PD call. Okay, so I just created this PD. I just created this empty table. Okay, that's data PD or data frame. Now, simple. What we have to do? Simple. We have to create the columns, right? The first column would be product names. Okay, product name, just product name, and I will equate it to the list we had. Okay, so you guys may remember that this was the this was the list which contains the names of our products, right? Now what I did, I just simply I just created a column in this data frame. If I just print this now, we have to execute this. So if I print this now, so we have created so it has added a new column into this data frame, right? So exactly like this, you can add new columns, and next one would be product price, and it would be product price, and then next one would be product link, okay, and it would be yeah, it would be product link. All right. Now, if I will execute this particular line of code, okay, what is it saying? Okay, so it's saying that the length of values isn't matching. Okay, I have to check something. The thing is, perhaps the the product the product link, yeah. So this product link, perhaps what it's doing is, let's check the length of this. Remove this. Okay, so it's 16. There should be 15 values in it. Okay, so I suspect that it's actually okay. So it's actually giving the price of this watch as well. Okay, you have to keep in mind. So these things you have to keep in mind that if there is an anomaly like this, so if there is an error like this, so the length of values doesn't match, that means there is an extra value present in your data set. Okay, and in most cases, it's either the first value or the last value. Okay, so it's I did it. Okay, so it was a link. Okay, let's check the name as well. So name is 16 as well. Okay, so the price. Okay, it's the price is lacking something. Right. Okay. So price is lacking something. And okay, all right. So I guess we should we should consider the first values for this. Okay, I will consider the first 15 values because it contains some kind of error, I guess. Because I guess there is some element at the very end in these lists which it has just picked up somehow. Okay, I will run this once again and okay, what is saying this time? What's the issue? Length of values doesn't match. Okay, check data. Okay. I think I have to relearn this. Right, so it has worked. Let's see it. So this is the our data frame. Now, how to convert it to a CSV file? That's pretty simple. Simply just use the toCSV method. Sorry, toCSV method. Okay, so when you have this variable data, you can simply use the toCSV method on this. Simply name your CSV as well. So this is how you can name your CSV, and it would be Samsung Amazon. Let's just name it Samsung Amazon dot CSV. Okay, and also you can use this index dot false. Then actually it's not necessary to specify this because index is equal to false. It's just used to truncate this uh, these index values to just prevent these index values to be transported to your CSV files. Okay, I will just run this, and did you guys see that it created a new CSV file for us? Okay, so let's go ahead and check this CSV file in Excel. There it is. Yeah, here is our Samsung Amazon file, and let's open this. All right, so this is the this is the fruit of our hard labor we did, and you can see that we have the name of our products, we have the prices, and then we have the links. Okay, so this is how you can actually extract and convert it to a CSV file. Let's say if I want to, if I'm a guy and I want to, search for all the products, for all the Samsung products which are present on Amazon, I can do this. I can execute this function. Sorry, not function. I can execute this entire procedure, and then I can, rather than scrolling on Amazon and looking into each and everything, I can simply create a CSV file and then I can, search. Okay, so this is the price. And now the better thing with this is that I can, use filters over here. So I can, or I can, sort these values as well. So if I just sort it, So you can see that this is the, so let's say if I'm considering if I want to see products from low to high price range. So this is how you can do it. Okay, so there is a product for 6,500 and then there is a product for 72,000 as well. Okay, you can apply multiple features in Excel for this particular data. Okay, so this was it about using the beauty, about how you can use Beautiful Soup and then you can convert it to a CSV file. Okay,
Very
so
helpful. Thank you, sir. I think couple of things I need to figure out, maybe I'll try by myself, is that how to
mhm,
do it across different pages. And
mhm.
because this yielded probably only from page one. And the other thing was that maybe all websites don't allow scraping, so how to check whether it's allowed or not. So
Well, every website will allow scraping because
I
they
mean,
have, publicly deployed their website, and then it's a right to extract it. Okay, so
Not if you extracted multiple, matlab, if you do like a very heavy extraction, then it's a
mhm,
problem. But normal,
that,
it is
that
okay.
and that can be a problem because actually, I was banned by nominating a few months back. So nominating API I just told you about. So actually I was banned by nominating because I was sending a lot of requests. I was actually building a project of mine where I required the latitudes and longitudes of multiple locations. So I was using nominating for that. And because I was sending a lot of API requests in a small time frame, that's why they banned me for a while, and thankfully they unbanned me, and now I'm able to use nominating. Yeah, that's
okay,
that's
I
all.
also need to use it for my project only. So I don't know.
Okay.
I will, maybe I don't have to do it all at the same time and give time gap. But another thing was that I read it that they don't, many websites they don't allow you to use that. So we have to check whether it's allowed
Well,
or not. Yeah.
well, uh, using Beautiful Soup, you can extract anything. Okay, so if a website, if you just right click on a website and then it gives you this inspect option, then you can do anything with that website. So their entire code, this entire code of their website is open source, kind of open source. Okay, so you can manipulate anything, you can fetch anything. So we are not actually so that problem actually occurs when you're using an API. Okay, so for instance, this nominator, it's an API, right? So I was using nominating in a a very bizarre way, probably, and that's why they banned me. Otherwise, if you otherwise if you are just working with what is that? Yeah. So otherwise, if you're just working with just scraping data using Beautiful Soap, you're just requesting the HTML content. So this is so what did that request line, that requested get function gave you? It gave you this entire HTML function, sorry, the entire HTML code, right? So that's allowed for anything. You can give them multiple requests. You can just you can give multiple requests to this particular page. So that's not a problem. So that's why
Okay.
So,
it would be
Sarah,
yeah.
just to interrupt you here. So, mm, legally, when it comes to scraping sites, you have to actually follow their terms and conditions. So
Okay.
if you do not follow their terms and conditions, then you are liable, like you said, to be banned. The second thing is some sites have the ability to know where your request is coming from. So if it's not coming through a browser, then and if it's coming through, for example, Python code, it knows the difference, and so it knows the agent that is actually requesting the site. So certain web servers protect against that by not giving you data if you
Okay.
do it via Python program. There are
Okay.
ways around that.
Yeah, yeah, there are ways. So actually, I guess I came across a website of that sort, and actually I used Selenium for that.
Yeah. So that's a different workflow. There's something
Yeah,
called Selenium, which acts like a browser and
yeah,
it then navigates the site as if a person is doing it. And
yeah.
it's a little more involved than Beautiful Soup, but those are ways to get around that problem.
Actually, we will be teaching you Selenium as well. So it would be a I assume that it would be really fun lecture when we introduce Selenium to you. And actually, I created a project where it went to it went to Indeed. It went to the Indeed website, and then it scraped the entire web page, and it was able to give me all the job requests which have come, which have been posted in the past 7 days. So this was a project which I created before getting this internship actually, yeah, this TA-ship. So actually, I was searching for an internship, and rather than going through Indeed page by page, I just executed this. Uh, I just created a Python script and just ran it. Sat, I just sat there and it just did the work for me. It returned me the entire all those job requests in a CSV file, and I just sorted it out. So yeah, I created that project, but eventually I got this TA ship, and then I just dropped it off. Okay. By the way, Manmeet, you were saying that you have to find a way to open another page. So there are multiple pages over here, right?
Yeah.
Multiple pages. So it's very simple. Simply, you have to enter. You have to so you have to pass another parameter over here. So if you just pass this page parameter, so if you just uh, in front of this URL, if you just write and page is equal to 2, it will redirect you to the second page, right? If I just change it to 7, it will take me to the seventh page. Okay, can you see this? This is the seventh page. This is how it works. Okay, if I so the maximum page limit is 20 over here. If I just if I change it to 20, it will redirect me to the 20th page. So you can just create a for loop for this and fetch everything inside.
Got it. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Yeah.
All right, guys. So it's
But
pretty
just
late.
use a sleep timer so that it's not
Yeah,
innocent
yeah,
pages.
exactly. You should use a. So actually, what Carlton is saying is that when you are fetching this HTML entire HTML content from a web page, what happens is it requires a few seconds to fetch, right? It requires a few seconds to fetch, and you have to give that relaxation time in between executing this. For instance, so if you are running a for loop, let's say I'm running a for loop and I have something, 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 okay, and now whenever you are, let's say I'm doing something with that page, you should always give a sleep timer. Okay, so this is actually a library. So sleep and two inside this function means a sleep timer of 2 seconds. Okay, so this can actually be imported using from time info.
Maybe it also kind of prevents that web page from
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
blocking.
absolutely, absolutely.
We like
Because
when we do email marketing, na, so we like use the same concept that even if you are sending like 100 mails, you
it should
you
be within a time frame. Yeah,
you give a time frame of that
otherwise
send
they will ban you.
5 minutes. Therefore, 5 minute के gap में automatically भेजते रहो. So
Yeah,
that the API does not block you or something.
yeah, absolutely. So always, you should use the sleep timer for your own sake and for the sake of the endpoint as well, right? So I guess it's pretty late, and this was it for this entire session. And uh, Jeswar, you were saying something, and probably you are using some German letters as well. Can you just open your mic and speak up? Jeswar. All right, he's not willing to open his mic. All right, so that concludes this live session. And okay, your mic is not working. All right, so if you have time, can you please explain how many packages we have to install in VS Code and to delete all these packages? Okay, so to install these packages, it's always depends on the project you are developing, right? Okay, so for instance, I was working with Beautiful Soap, request library, and few more things. That's why I had to install only these few things. Okay, so I just installed pandas, request, and beautiful soup, and also XML, LXML to pass that XML file, right? So that's why my env contains only these few. So some of these are default, and some of these have been installed. So it totally depends on the project you're developing. Okay. And to delete that, you can just simply Google, or you can ask ChatGPT how to delete packages from Python environments. Okay, that's pretty simple. All right. So if there are no further questions, we can end the session.
Sir,
So that is, yeah.
sorry, did you cover this PDF to Markdown? Because I tried that
Did I
question.
did I cover what?
The PDF to Markdown,
No, not yet.
because I tried actually all the tools, which are listed there. I even installed Doculing and tried it, but that PDF seems to be quite complicated. None of the tools
Yeah.
are able to parse it, and
Actually,
That question
accepted.
has been changed actually. So it is, you can give it a try again because the question has been changed.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay.
also after changing it, it might require you to do some manual checking as well. So yeah, it is a tedious task you have to do. Okay, in the last question. And so we will be covering the other questions in the next live session. Right. So see you guys next week. Okay.
Thank you,
Bye
sir.
then.
Thank you.
It was a really great session for me as well. So explaining you the entire beautiful soup library, it was really great experience. Right, guys. Bye.
Really very helpful. Thank you.